we're live at GITEX Technology Week, and we're at the Microsoft stand, and I'm with Sumana Palakanda.
Yeah.
So Sumana, tell us about the Surface Pro and the Surface 2.
We're actually excited to be launching Surface and Surface Pro 2 on the 22nd of October in 22 markets worldwide. So what we have here is the new Surface device, and this is the Surface Pro. And as you can notice from this device, the dimensions of the device are very similar to the first generation device, just in terms of the physical attributes. But the big innovation here is the fact that we actually have a Haswell chip on this device.
Cool.
And the Haswell chip basically allows you to get 40 to 50% more battery life than the earlier version. But the big differences with the product is the fact that we actually have more storage now. So now we actually have the ability to do from 128, now we're going to 256 and 512. So for commercial customers, there's true business value in it because we're giving you more solutions or more storage, enabling you to store more on your device.
By the way, just let me interrupt you for a second.
Sure.
Is the battery capacity any bigger, or you're completely depending on the Haswell processor for saving?
So right now, there are two optimizations we have done. One is on the motherboard to make sure that we're consuming less power. But Haswell has its own benefits in the sense that it uses a lot less power than the old x86 chip that we had on it. So the battery size is the same as the earlier version, but you get more because of Haswell.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. The other thing that we have done to the device is the fact that we've actually increased the camera. So the camera specs are now 3.5 looking in and 5 looking out. So from a link and a Skype experience perspective, you have a lot better fidelity in terms of the image that you actually see on the device. But the other innovation that we have done is we've got a lot of feedback from customers about the position of the kickstand. And one of the big things that we had was people didn't like the center of gravity on this. When they put it on their lap and they were doing a typing experience on the lap, people were like, it feels like it's going to wobble and fall off. So one of the things we've done from an innovation perspective is we have a 2-position kickstand that enables you to actually have a more stable experience when you're doing something on your lap. Cool. Right? But it's not just the innovation there. I think the key innovation that we're also delivering with this device is the fact that we've actually built a keyboard that's a lot more rigid. That actually enables you to have a better typing experience when you're putting it on your lap. It's a little thinner than the earlier one, but it's also backlit. And what
1 millimeter thinner, yeah?
1 millimeter thinner. But what we've also done is we've added proximity sensors to this. So in the whole theme of having better battery life, one of the things we wanted to do is to make sure that even though this is backlit, because that's the innovation from the first generation device, the proximity sensors actually allow for you to actually recognize your hand coming towards it, and it lights up the keyboard.
Nice.
So it's a pretty cool piece of innovation on a keyboard. A lot of people say, why would you put a proximity sensor in there? But for us, what was important is, given that we have Haswell and the battery life here, we wanted to make sure that we actually allow for people to have a better experience.
Expand it with the accessories as well.
Yeah, and the good thing about these is they're backward compatible. So if you buy one of these keyboards because you like the backlight as well as the innovations that we have on here, you can also use it with your Surface Pro 1. So it's backward compatible. But the other innovation that we've done on this is the fact that we actually have 2,000 sensors in here. The earlier version of the device had only 200 sensors. This has 2,000 sensors.
So how will that benefit the user?
Perfect question. From a user perspective, what's important is, as you're typing, based on the position of your finger, it'll actually pick up the right alphabet. So from a typing experience and autocorrect, it works a lot better because of the number of sensors that you actually have on the device. Cool. So the key innovations for this: thinner, a lot more rigid, backlight, and we have 2,000 sensors on it. So that's the innovation that we've done with this.
What about the Surface 2?
Surface 2. So this is the Surface 2. We have the same innovations from a 2-position kickstand, but the big difference here is it's a 1080p screen. So you have true high def. It's got a Tegra 4 chip, and a Tegra 4 chip is 4 times faster than the earlier chip. So it's a lot more quicker in terms of the way it processes. But also the display is way better because it's a 1080p. One
of the main complaints about the Surface 1 was the chip. Yep. It wasn't running the device as smoothly as it was supposed to.
Correct. What you see with 8.1 that we just made publicly available on the store, which is a free update for anybody. With 8.1 and the Tegra 4 chip, you have a much better experience in terms of the device, as well as the way it processes and renders things.
Can you give us a date on when this is going to launch in the Middle East?
Sure.
Dubai specifically.
We are super excited about Surface and the reaction it's getting around the world. The one piece that we are working on right now is we want to get Surface to as many people as possible. We have a plan, we are working on it, but I have nothing to announce as yet.
Because I hope it's not the same case as with the Surface One, where I think till now it's almost impossible to find one.
We have a definite plan for the Middle East, but unfortunately I'm not in a position to give you a date, but we have a plan and we are working on it.
Thank you for your time,
No
Mr.
worries.
Mizany.
Thank you.